5 months pregnant. Husband on a business trip. My mother-in-law accompanied me to the maternity checkup. The doctor said the fetus had chromosomal abnormalities. Sheep where results come out. My child carries the supermale gene. My mother-in-law doesn't know what superhero is. What do you mean? Anyway, it's a son. The doctor popularized the symptoms of supermales. And the possible harm. Granny doesn't care. Isn't it just born stronger? Boys do that. Then I happily began to shout, my good grandson. My good grandson. The doctor frowned and looked at me. Generally, we do not recommend keeping it. However, I still listen to the opinions of the mother. What's my opinion? How can there be a mother who doesn't want a son? She cared from start to finish. Only the gender of the child. The doctor is still waiting for my reaction. I just glanced at my mother-in-law in silence. Answer, I will consider it. The mother-in-law was immediately unhappy when she heard this. Why? You still want to kill my good grandson? I didn't say anything after going back. The mother-in-law happily called all the relatives. Good news to tell you. My good grandson is a superhero. You don't know what's super bear. Just strong. Can you do it? When I grow up, I will definitely be filial to me and Shenrang. During his excitement. I've already made an appointment with that doctor. To induce labor. Shenrang hasn't come back from a business trip yet. There are only me and my mother-in-law at home. I told my mother-in-law to go back to my hometown for a few days. He was busy celebrating. Don't care where I go. Before surgery. The doctor repeatedly confirmed to me that you really want to do it? This is something you can't regret at all. And I closed my eyes. He nodded firmly. After everything is over. I touched my flat belly. I no longer feel the presence of any children. I smiled with satisfaction. My husband Shenrang and I met on a blind date. He is warm-hearted. Be honest. This is my favorite point. Plus our match. Almost immediately after seeing the right eye, the marriage was finalized. He was also very nice to me after marriage. We have always been in love. I have a non-fertile constitution, so this kid didn't come easy. It took a year to get results. It was hard when I was pregnant with him. And I started sick in about 2 months. I lost a lot of weight. Life is better than death every day. It was hard until the fetus stabilized. He's starting to move around. I finally felt like I wanted to be a mother. I look forward to his arrival. Hope he is healthy. Hope all goes well. Nothing serious during the first pregnancy test. And I thought it was going to stay this way. I didn't expect the second check. But it was found that the fetus carried the supermale gene. My last mother-in-law was as excited as this time. Only I am worried. I've been looking up cases of supermale syndrome online. I just found out that many criminal records are made by superbear. The doctor also gently reminded me. Superbears are prone to antisocial personalities. And indiscriminate attacks. I'm torn. Tossing and turning. I couldn't sleep all night. I've been thinking about what to choose. Shenrang tried to persuade me. This is our first child. Henin, leave him. We'll teach him well. I was moved to tears. And that just reinforced my original idea. I want to keep this child. After the child is born. I'm having a hard time. I'm also a first-time mom. Not much experience. A lot of things have been explored. Children are always awake at night. I always get quarreled in the middle of the night. Then put him to sleep. I couldn't sleep well all night. Made me lose a lot of hair. Before having a baby. My mother-in-law said she would take care of the children for me. In the end, the child cannot leave his mother. Shenrang also did not keep his promise. Because I can't stand the child crying all the time. Slept in separate beds with me. Although he is still honest on the surface. Warm look. But every time I look at my figure. His inadvertent dislike. Let me know he was no longer interested in me. He didn't come home. Linger in the workplace. As he rose through the ranks. He is also in contact with more and more women. The number and duration of not going home is also increasing. I complained to my mom about the change in Shenrang. My mom just said it's normal for men to go out socializing. You only need to be responsible for taking care of the children at home. The mother-in-law will only go to her own son. When my son's first-year wine. Shenrang drank a lot. And I went home. He fell asleep. I'm afraid his hangover will hurt the next day. Soaked him in honey water. He thinks I have too many things to do. Slap knocked the honey water to the ground. I was surprised to clean up. He stood on my hand and wouldn't let me move. Still scolding useless stinky bitches. He also gave birth to a son for me. That wife is rich and powerful. I wish him a promotion and fortune. What can you do? Frowned. Ask him what he's talking about. He slapped me. Sober up the next day. He apologized to me. Said that he has been busy with work recently. You get drunk when you drink too much. I believe this. And the kids got bigger and bigger. I'm tired of discipline sometimes. Let him take care of the children for me. He doesn't want to. After getting drunk. Hear the child crying. They took all their anger out on me. Can't you shut him up? How can you be a mother? I'm also angry. How to get back? He is your child too. I don't see you. Shen Rang picked up the wine bottle on the ground and threw it at me. I was taken aback, run to the bedroom with the baby. He just kept banging on the door. The kids were terrified. Crying my heart out. The door was knocked open. He came up and tried to hit me. I'm afraid my child will be hurt. Hold him tightly in your arms. Bear Shen Rang's fists and anger. After I woke up, I had already packed my luggage. I want a divorce. He rushed over and knelt at my feet. Humbly begging for mercy. He said a lot incoherently. I only heard that the child is still young. He can't live without his dad. And he was right. Son just turned 1 year old. Just when someone needs care and education. I took him with me to find a job. Can't feed him. I gave in for a long time after that. Shen Rang stopped a lot. He stopped drinking. But that's all it took to stop drinking. To take care of children. I'm too busy to eat every day. He doesn't say help. I think he's a big man. Some jobs really can't be done. Don't embarrass him. Granny is enthusiastic. But he's ingrained too many ideas about the elderly. Bringing up children is not particular. I can't accept it. I had to do everything myself. When the child is 5 years old, Shen Rang was promoted. To celebrate. They had a party. Here comes a woman I don't know. Said it was Shen Rang's colleague. Women's intuition tells me it's not easy. I followed them. Saw them enter the hallway. Shen Rang is kissing that woman. I was shaking with anger. I can't believe my husband is such a person. I haven't had a seizure yet. I heard Shen Rang say again that you don't know Qin Han. How embarrassed that woman is at home. I feel sick when I see him. Still baby hello. It gave me a chance to climb the ladder. I was furious. Jump out and break their adultery. The party ended badly. All the relatives are watching the joke. See my jokes. Because Shen Rang's exterior is really good. No one believed he would cheat. It was me. Since giving birth. Always sloppy. Paranoid. Plus the woman's pitiful acting skills. Everyone believes I'm imagining. I tried my best to explain. Only in exchange for everyone's observing and Shen Rang's sneer. After the banquet that day, Shen Rang drank a lot. As soon as he entered the house. Fist hit. Stinky bitches almost made me lose face. I collapsed to the ground. Rebellion is that you cheated first. Shen makes you shameless. Shen Rang pulled my hair. Slapped me hard. I'm shameless. Qin Han, don't you look at your yellow-faced woman? Who can stand it? What do you mean I cheated? People can wish me a promotion and a fortune. What the hell do you know? I was crying and I couldn't breathe. Divorce again. Divorce, I want to divorce you. He sneered and divorced. Without me, where can you find such a good man? I'm so angry. Push him to the ground with all your might. Take out your phone and call the police. Didn't wait for me to finish pressing the number. He comes up and slaps me, knocks it to the floor. You still want to call? Who do you want to call? After seeing the number on the phone clearly. He picked up the wedding photo frame next to him. Hit me hard on the forehead. How dare you call the police? What's wrong with me hitting you? If you can, let the police lock me up. I'll be the first to beat you to death when I come out. Fists are densely smashed on the body. I was hit and dizzy. I finally understand. I shouldn't have fantasies about him. Domestic violence has only happened 0 times and countless times. The next day I packed my things. Getting ready to leave with my son. Granny and Shen Rang have both gone out. This is the perfect time. Before leaving, the son kept arguing and refused to leave. I coaxed him into buying him a new toy. He reluctantly went out with me. Itsu community. He was clamoring for toys. I was in a hurry and ignored him. He started yelling at me. All these years as my son got older. He became more and more mischievous. It makes me miserable. I take care of my son with dedication. But he is like an unfamiliar white wolf-eyed. Have always been disrespectful to me. Perhaps it was influenced by Shen Rang and his mother-in-law. He used to scold me without saying anything. Throwing all kinds of toys at me. He was 3 years old. Already knew how to trip me up. He threw his toys everywhere. While I was packing. Sneak a toy around my feet. Wait for me to step on it. If I hadn't reacted quickly. I hit the back of my head on the corner of the table. As long as I don't follow him a little bit. He will tell other people. Said I abused him. Even crying in public. Arguing that I'm not his mother. To change a mother who treats him well. It's like this at home. He's even more stubborn outside. Often when playing. Fight with other children. He has always bullied others. At this point I'll realize he's a super bear. But he was brought up by me. I'm his biological mother after all. I have always believed that as long as I educate well. Teach him well. But ignore the influence of genes. It was a red light when crossing the road. I am waiting by the side of the road. The son is still struggling and unwilling to move forward. I was upset. He made me lose patience even more. Slapped him. I didn't use much force on this slap. Just to keep him quiet for a while. My son seems to have been blinded by me. She covered her face and refused to speak. I look at the car speeding down the road. Leave him alone. Suddenly a force behind me pushed me onto the road. And by the time I realized it, it's too late. And the end of consciousness. It's the exclamation of the people around. And children standing in safe places. He had a smile on his lips. I crossed the street. But I didn't expect to open my eyes. I was born again. God has eyes. It actually made me go back to being pregnant in June. When the child is found to have a supermale gene. I have a deep understanding of super bears. It's a super bear. How to educate seriously. Can't change genetic defects. He is Shinrang's seed. All he inherits is his inferiority. Besides, having children will affect my revenge plan. So the first step I did was to remove the child. The surgery is over. I was hospitalized for a few more days for observation. Come home and my mother-in-law is fiddling with the TV. Didn't even look at me. Before marriage, she was a loving and gentle mother-in-law. They want me to marry into their family. Father-in-law died early. She and Shinrang depend on each other for life. I've always felt that. Shinrang's warm personality was taught well by her. After marriage, she revealed her true nature. She's very controlling and care about. Hold on to the little things. When we first got married, he was expecting me to have a son. Who knew my stomach didn't move at all? He was very upset with me. During the year of not getting pregnant. It's literally tit for tat with me. It's all about me being a hen that doesn't lay eggs. It's useless. I'm not weak. The reason why I have endured. I don't want to embarrass Shin. Until I got pregnant. His attitude towards me changed. I know he still doesn't like me. He just cares about the baby in my belly. I have lost my child today. I guess the days ahead will not be better. But I won't let them know the news for a while. My stomach hasn't been showing much. You can't tell if you wear loose clothes. I looked at my unsuspecting mother-in-law. Think about what's next. A burst of joy in my heart. The next day, I played mahjong while my mother-in-law went out. I opened the safe. Take out all the gold bricks inside. Shinrang's family conditions are good. The main credit goes to his grandfather. In the early years, his grandfather built a rural self-built house in his hometown. By the time Shinrang was born. Just in time for the government to renovate the land and build roads. His family was demolished. A large amount of demolition money. His grandfather is only Shinrang's father. After his son passed away. Naturally, he left all the property to Shinrang's father. After Shinrang's father passed away unexpectedly. This demolition payment. It all fell on Shinrang's mother and Shinrang's head. Mother-in-law doesn't know how to manage money. But he's not stupid either. At least I didn't waste the money. On the contrary, it happened that the international gold price was low that year. She turned most of the money into 3 gold bricks. Keep it in the safe at home. But then these gold bricks are mine. Because when Shinrang and I got married, my mother-in-law didn't buy me 3 gold. They said they thought the labor cost was too expensive and a waste of money. But she wants face. I'm afraid I'll say she's stingy outside. So promise these 3 gold bricks. They are all 3 gold in the true sense. For Meihei also said that he can make jewelry anytime he wants. Everything is with me. It's being hyped at weddings. Said he was generous. Willing to spend money and care for his daughter-in-law. I was too troublesome at the time. Just feel that your heart has arrived. There's no need for too much bells and whistles. What's more, I usually carry gold at work too ostentatiously. So I didn't touch his gold bricks. Granny is still worried. He repeatedly offered to take me to make jewelry to test me. See, I really don't have that idea. I just bought a safe and put it at home. Said to keep it for me. I also feel silly that we are all family. Don't worry so much. And he didn't even tell me the combination to the safe. The reason why I know now. One day in a previous life. Heard it from the drunk Shinrang's mouth. Now I hold those heavy gold bricks. Packed up and went straight to the gold store. Then the rich man threw the bag at the counter. Show it to everyone. Master. Please help me turn all these into jewelry. Bracelet, necklace, ring. I looked at the shocked and dumbfounded boss, a faint smile. I want gold. The master was the first to react to him. Open the heavy bag and take a look. Immediately smile. But the boss still has some scruples. Hesitating to speak, girl. You're a little too sudden. We are a small shop. I frowned. Can't I add money to pay for the labor fee? The boss was silent for a while. Very hesitant. I saw his concern. Big hand wave high. Don't worry, I'm not here to launder money. Tell you what. This is the 3 gold that my mother-in-law prepared for me. All in a jewelry bag for me. The passers-by next to him sighed in shock. And I pretend to be shy. Cover your mouth. You don't know how good my mother-in-law is. Rich and powerful. It's such a blessing to have such a mother-in-law. The boss sorted out the situation. It's no problem to make jewelry. So when will you come to pick it up? I counted the days. A week, I will pay for expedited delivery. Let all the masters in your store do it together. The boss is probably the first time he has received such a large order. Hastily agreed. I waved my hand. The labor fee and expedited money will be paid in gold. Calculate how much jewelry you can make. Make it all for me. I want a thick necklace. The bracelet should be solid. The ring can also be put on any craft. How to come? After explaining to the boss, I took the list and left. Didn't look back at all. Here passers-by. I just feel so cool. Did my mother-in-law say it after all? These gold bricks can be used to make jewelry. My intention is to get a divorce. I want the Shin family to get no benefit. After all, the house, the car, and everything else. It's joint property. But not the gold jewelry promised to the woman. I just got home, haven't entered the room yet. Shin Rang came back from a business trip. Shin Rang stood in the entrance and hadn't even entered the door yet. When you see me, you talk to me about children. Henin, I heard what my mother said. Son, I interrupted him. What son? He frowned. Smiling. Our son? I pretended to have a sudden realization. You mean that super bear? I am light. I removed the baby. Grandma just came out of the kitchen. Hear this. She got excited all of a sudden. The bowl holding the meal fell. Make a crisp cracking sound. Pardon me? Shin Rang also walked over quickly. Henin, stop kidding, you just wore bigger clothes today. You can't see the belly, right? I looked at the way he was kidding himself. Find it funny. Either I went for surgery to induce labor. Granny rushed up. You look like you're going to kill me. You bitch. You killed my good grandson. Shin Rang was afraid of trouble. Stand among us. Mom, don't be impulsive. He turned to me. Chin Han, what do you think is going on? The child is a super bear. Born to endanger society. It's better not to give birth. It's such a big deal. Why don't you discuss it with us? Whether to have this child or not is my choice. No need to discuss with you. Shin Rang was also anxious. Your mother-in-law was furious. That's easy to say. A hen that doesn't lay eggs. Don't you know how hard it is to get pregnant? Eat our food and live our home. Can't even have a child. Finally got pregnant. He actually took the decision to remove the child without authorization. Are you worthy of us? Are you worthy of being a woman? He's getting more and more talkative. I was very upset. Just cover your ears. If you can't accept it, you will die. I turned to face Shin Rang. Shin Rang. You don't think I don't know about your affair, do you? In fact, Shin Rang had already cheated on him. It's just that in my last life, I was tired of taking care of children. Never found. I checked his consumption records these days. Found out that he has a few fixed expenses every month. Used in hotel rooms. So early in my pregnancy. He has already drifted away. And in the last life. I didn't discover Shin Rang until 5 years later. Still want to deny. Hesitating. What are you saying? I put all the evidence in front of him. He finally realized that things couldn't be hidden. Start quibbling. I just made the mistake that all men make. Better than killing our children with your own hands. I sneered. Yeah. I'm not just going to kill this kid. You will also get your retribution. I filed for divorce with Shen Liang. He was mad. I readily agreed. Okay, just leave. Granny is not happy. Keep scolding me. Tired of listening. Just wave your hand. I leave home. Don't talk. Divorce requires a 30-day cooling-off period. However, when submitting the materials, Shen Rang and his mother-in-law were happy with their naked eyes. After all, in their opinion, there are so many advantages to divorcing me. The first is that I clean up and leave the house. Then the division of property is much more convenient. The house and the car belong to them. That's fine with me after all. When I got married, it's always been theirs. I just want my gold jewelry. Secondly, it was difficult for me to get pregnant. The Shin family wants to hold their grandson early. I can't satisfy them. Finally, I am no longer in my previous life. The submissive Chin Han. Both my mother-in-law and Shin Rang can see that I'm not easy to handle. Divorce is a sure thing for them. Provided they don't know what I did. I rented a house nearby. I packed my bags and moved out. Before leaving, I have a couple of tiny cameras in my house. The object of Shin Rang's affair should be his colleague. 2 people working together. Both cheated on their families. As soon as I leave, Shin Rang couldn't wait to find each other. Even brought people into their homes. In the surveillance, I watched the woman's familiar movements. It seems like I have been here many times. The mother-in-law also turned a blind eye. I must have gotten used to the arrival of women. I stuck my fingernails in the flesh. I just feel sick in my heart. But I should also thank Shin Rang. So eager to bring the woman home. Otherwise, I wouldn't have achieved my goals so quickly. I will take the picture of Shin Rang getting along with that woman. Print as photo. Post it in the community because of my mother-in-law's vanity. After I got pregnant. She's just showing off in front of people. So, many people in the community know about my relationship with Shen Rang. The photo is clear at a glance. More explicit. I didn't print it. You pretty much know it. What did Shen Rang do? And soon Shen Rang saw it too. A week later. I went to get my gold jewelry as promised. Just got home. Put things down. I heard someone knocking on the door. I opened the door. Shen made him angry. He scolded Qin Han. Are you crazy? I took a long time to reply, and you saw it too. How about your own photos being shared by others? How does it taste? You bitch. Do you know what other people say about me? I was innocent. You cheated first. What does it have to do with me? Shen Rang laughed angrily. You think you can get rid of me by making some peach news. Lao Tzu will say that it is yours. Is it illegal to cheat? I'm just going to be humiliated by this man. I'm speechless. Hold up your phone. Make it look like you're going to make a phone call. Shen asked me to persuade you to get out immediately. Otherwise I'll call the police right away. And I'm ready to contact the reporter. If you don't want to be in the headlines, just leave. Shen Rang was angry. I know it's useless to force me. Therefore, he began to give good advice. I'm cold. Why would I do this? We're divorced. What I do has nothing to do with you. Didn't I? I smiled. Yeah. But that doesn't mean I have to let you go. He was furious. Can't this splitting? Jump up and hit me. Sure enough. The grumpy factor in his bones is still there. I'm ready. Evaded his attack. The backhand threw him over the shoulder. Fall to the ground. He was stunned. Hit the back of the head on the ground. Dazed and unresponsive. I chase after victory. Kicked him in the stomach. Shen Rang's expression instantly became ferocious and painful. He held his stomach tightly. Crazy woman, how dare you hit me? I stepped on his chest again. He protects his body. I should hit him on the head again. Like he used to hit me. He can't dodge. Finally began to humbly beg for mercy. Implication. Come on. Let go of me bullying the soft and afraid of the hard. I haven't been idle these days. In addition to printing photos and pasting them in the community, I also signed up for a taekwondo class. I held my breath and immersed myself in my studies. The teacher also said that I have high intelligence. And I really learned a lot there. Exercised arm strength. It's easy to hit people. I let out a bad breath. Finally lost heart. I finally kicked him hard before stopping. I patted the ash on my body. The door closed to isolate him. Go slowly. After a few quiet days. I picked a good day. I took a few older workers to Shen Rang's house. Shen Rang and his mother-in-law didn't know what to do either. Not at home. Exactly what I want. And I sat down. Arrange at home. Everything that can be moved is moved. After moving things. Smash the tiles, door frames, cabinets for me. Not a single one. The wedding room we live in now. His family bought it in full. That's right, when I married. My family spent money on decoration. Write our names. Before the official divorce. I have the right to do anything to my house. I don't want the house. But I renovated it and I have to take it away. The workers are in full swing. After a while, the house was cleaned up. Start smashing tiles and cabinets. I'm overseeing. Shen Rang called in. Qin Han, where did you die? Did you steal our gold bricks? Yo, this is finally. And I found myself playing with my fingers. How can it be called stealing? Those gold bricks are mine. Qin Han, what are you farting? That's my money. Give it back to me quickly. I haven't spoken yet. He followed up and asked, what's the sound over there? I'm at your house. What are you doing at my house? Qin Han, wait for me. I'll be right back. Soon, Shen Rang and his mother-in-law entered the door in a hurry. I almost fell because I ran too fast. Holding the door frame, I can't even breathe. Mother-in-law sees worker. Move the furniture downstairs one by one. The house was also smashed to pieces. Almost passed out. Qin Han, you are crazy. Smashed my house. You are burglary. I'll call the police right away. When I heard that, he raised his eyebrows. Your house. My name is written on this house. Why can't I smash it? I'd like to see what happens when the police come. Shen Rang's eyes widened. Yelling nonsense in anger. My family bought this house in full. You woman who got kicked out. What are you packing here? I'm not angry. He leisurely crossed his legs and asked. Your house out of the house. My house spends money to decorate. Since you want a divorce. I'm not taking the house. Pay me back for the renovation. Shen Rang gnashed his teeth. You are dreaming. He was pissed-burning with anger. And tried to hit me. Apparently forgot how badly I was beaten before. And I slapped him in the face. Hit him in half a circle. A red slap print on the face. Then he rolled his eyes provocatively. Stop being crazy here. The money I spend can be smashed as I like. Seeing that the decoration of the house was almost smashed. I wave. Motion for the big brothers to pick up the tools and leave. Shen Rang won't let me go. Take my hand and don't let me go. While pulling out his phone to call the police. You are not allowed to leave until the matter is resolved. And my gold bricks. Where did the gold bricks go? The door is all ready. A lot of neighbors gathered to watch the fun. I see the time is right. Start picking out the photos printed before from the bag. Then distribute it to the surrounding people. Everybody, look. Shen Rang cheated. And forced me to go out and get a divorce. I'm just here to take back what belongs to me. What's wrong with me? Then the police arrived. The mother-in-law cried and shouted to the mother to complain. Police comrade. You must make decisions for us. Police abuse. What's up? Shen Rang pointed at me, this bitch. Stole our family's gold. They even brought people to smash our house. My mother-in-law jumped out and accused me. Said she bought those gold bricks. I can't just take it away. I find it funny. Said I didn't steal it. This is my gold. What does it matter to her that I take my gold? My mother-in-law heard this. Immediately rushed up like crazy. Fortunately, the police stopped her in time. She yelled at you thief. How dare you lie? That's obviously the gold I bought. Police comrade. That's burglary. I expected this. So I prepared the evidence in advance. I took out the video from my phone and showed it to the police. Explained that the police comrade. You see. This is the 3 gold he handed me personally on my wedding day. How can I be considered stealing? In the video, my mother-in-law is standing on the stage. Holding those gold bars with effort. Like the treasure he gave me. Then in the host's praise. He proudly announced that his daughter-in-law. Mom didn't buy you a bracelet. I didn't buy you a necklace ring either, but Mom bought you gold bricks. From now on, we can play whatever we want. The crowd watching next to him spoke at the right time. Yes, I also remember what Granny Shen said before. Gold bricks for her daughter-in-law. Neighborhood for so long. I'm sure everyone knows what a mother-in-law is. I don't look triumphant when I show off to her. Man is helping me now. Grandma's face turned green. She quipped that I was just pretending. How could you take it without my consent? Then he added that even if I gave it to you. That's half of my son. You're still guilty of theft. I laughed playfully. Move out the last resort. Grandma, you seem to have forgotten. Shen Rang and I held a wedding first and then received the certificate. So the gold bars you gave me. It should be considered premarital property. Hearing this, my mother-in-law glared at the boss. My head was stunned. Then she had an idea. She threatened me if you didn't return the gold bars. I won't let Shen Rang and you get a divorce certificate. Let's just drag it on. And I heard that. Just smiled faintly. Then tell her I'm really sorry. Your gold bar. I have made all kinds of jewelry by me, one of the policewomen echoed. Gold jewelry. It is usually considered the woman's personal property. There is no need to divide in divorce. When she said that, he was scolded by another police officer with his eyes. But I smiled gratefully at her. She shouldn't be able to watch it either. The mother-in-law looks like a mess. I looked at my mother-in-law's pale face. A burst of joy. No one can help her when she sees her mother-in-law. In a fit of anger, he fainted directly. And I think of the gold jewelry in my house. Happy is back home. Didn't notice. Shen Rang stared at me from behind. A week later. Shen Rang called me again. He said he was waiting for me at the gate of the community. Say you want to open up. Want to talk to me again. Whether he wants to open it or not I don't know. But I'm sure I won't agree to him. The end of our divorce cooling off period. Less than a week. I don't think there's anything to talk to him about. So I rejected him decisively. I just didn't expect it. He has been with me. Squatting at the door. I ate dinner that night. I met him when I was going down to take out the trash. It's getting dark. He was hidden in the shadows. If he hadn't called me. I can't even see him. Chin Han, I turned around. Look at his gloomy expression. It doesn't feel good. I calmed down. He didn't answer. He took a step back quietly. I was about to ask him what's the matter. He just came up with a big stride. Cover my mouth with something like a towel. I fought back. An elbow passed. He actually survived. Soon I realized something was wrong. Because I smelled something in the towel. Then my legs went weak. It turned black. The towel is mixed with medicine. Before passing out, I heard a sullen smile in my ear. Now you can't escape. I wake up again. This is an abandoned underground warehouse. I got moving. Now he was tied up and lying on the ground. Unable to move. In front of him is Shen Rang with a hideous face. Empty bottles are piled up under his feet. See me wake up. And he touched my face. Chin Han didn't expect that you still have today, right? He smelled very bad. The whole person flushed. Excited, abnormal. I saw something wrong with him. Don't dare to provoke him rashly. They went silent. He sees me ignoring. Suddenly broke out and rode on me. Then he grabbed my neck. He killed himself. I soon felt breathing difficulties. Painful as if the next second. I'm going to suffocate here. However, soon. He let me go again. I coughed violently. And he laughed at me when I was so embarrassed. Don't worry, I won't let you die so early. You cost me my fortune. No kids. Reputation ruined. The house was also destroyed beyond recognition by you. My mom is pissed and still in the hospital. Chin Han, I won't let you go. He said a lot to himself again. Trying to distill keywords from his gibberish. What happened to Luqing? After I left that day. Granny never woke up. Shen Rang didn't know until he took his mother-in-law to the hospital. She had a stroke. UV got hemiplegia. And the pictures I posted. Expose it to his company. The colleague he cheated on felt ashamed. I soon broke up with him. The company feels that he affects the reputation. They fired him. For a while. He became destitute. Same as last life. He began to drink to relieve his sorrows. After getting drunk. Conflict with the store owner. Smashed the store. Also got into the game. Squatted for a few days. After coming out. He thinks it's all because of me. So he brought me in. Want to get revenge on me. He slapped me first. I was tied up. I can only swallow my anger. The bigger he gets, the more he gets. Kick me hard. It's like playing a bally sneered. That's all you got. He was totally pissed off by me. The eyeballs are very wide. Picked up the wine bottle next to me and smashed it at me. And I've been waiting for this moment. The bottle fell to the ground. Broken to pieces. I endured the pain. Pick up a scrap of porcelain and hold it in your hand. The rope he tied me with was tied in a dead knot. I can't break free. Fortunately, the rope is thin. It should be able to be ground with broken tiles. I grind the rope without moving. He kept apologizing to Shen Rang. Said it was all my fault. He was satisfied with my coaxing. Pinched my face and let me continue. So I built a fire. Attempt to negotiate with Shen. Shen asked you to release me now. We have something to talk about. I'll return all the gold jewelry to you. From now on, we owe no one. How about a clean break? He was also drunk. Stupid brain to hear things that are good for him. Come on now. Chin Han, are you serious? The rope is cut by me at this moment. I break free from Shen Rang's control. A backhand is a shoulder fall. Of course it's fake, but don't forget I'm learning taekwondo. Shen Rang was very drunk. The whole person is weak. I suddenly attacked again. Put him on the ground easily. Fell on the broken porcelain pieces just smashed out. The whole person cries in pain. I backhanded him my rope to him. Push him to the ground. Search his phone. Shen Rang has been struggling. Swearing dirty words. Chin Han, you have to die. Chin Han, I called the police. Ignore his rumors. Shen Rang, this is all your own doing. No wonder anyone. The police arrived soon. When Shen Rang was escorted into the car. Still cursing. I'm stupid too. The place that took me away was the surveillance area. Adjust the video. I can tell at a glance that he kidnapped me. What's more, I still have fresh wounds on my body. It's over. Shen Rang was sentenced to 5 years in prison. After the appeal court ruled that I and he were forcibly divorced. I don't have to leave the house. Half of the property was given to me. After the dust settles. I went to visit Shen Rang in prison. Waited in the interview room for a while. He was late to see me. He went crazy. He looks like he wants to kill me through the glass. He turned blue. Dark circles under the eyes. Eyes full of red blood. Live like 10 years older. Seeing him so embarrassed. I'm finally done. I was depressed. I didn't say anything. Just give him a faint smile. Then get up and leave. Leave him behind and shout, Chin Han. You vicious woman. I won't let you go. Soon his voice was no longer clear. He must be here. There will be a different life. As for my future. No bad people. It will definitely get better and better. After all, I have money and beauty, no kids yet. Out of prison. I looked up at the sky. There are no clouds. Clear. Just as the day I was reborn.